Dead Island 2 is a game full of many powerful weapons and modifications, allowing for many ways to approach any battle. You can have a samurai sword that sets zombies ablaze, an SMG that melts zombies into puddles of raw sewage, or a nail gun that does barely any damage to the weakest of enemies. There's so many combinations of modifications it allows for very fun and unique weapon choices, but I hate having fun. So, what if we were to play a game without having any part of what makes it great? Can you beat Dead Island 2 without using weapons? We'll discuss the rules of the challenge, which happen to be very simple. The only thing not allowed is damaging an enemy with the weapon. I can use curveballs, I can use environmental hazards, I can use surprise SWAT visits, and I can use zombie on zombie action. As long as it doesn't occupy a weapon slot, it's probably okay. For this challenge, we will use Jacob, our British fellow, with comments that cause me to spell words like grey and armor wrong. We choose Jacob because he has the ability right off the bat that allows us to gain stackable damage buffs just by punching repeatedly, which will be our temporarily primary damage source. We wake up on the ground, bloody and hungover, like Trevor when he's lying on the beach surrounded by last night's drinking buddies. We travel through the wreckage of that one plane that went missing, only to find there's far more plane than there should be. We meet Emma, an actress who is far more annoying than her damsel in distress, Michael. It didn't take long for our first challenge to appear. The game wants you to use a wreckage machete to turn the enemies into zombie fillets. You are unable to access your inventory at this point, meaning bare fists were unavailable, and I had to resort to kicking the zombies into ground long pork. After the game of fisticuffs, we wake up outside a mansion, wondering, how did we get here? And take a peek at some mail on the ground to find where we are. We are in Bel Air and must find the annoying bitch, Emma. Getting through the mansion was a breeze, and we make our way to Emma's, where we are held at gunpoint and end up getting handcuffed to a treadmill. This brings to question, what did Emma have planned for us? We are informed of a zombie attack outside and rush out to help. By help, I mean take care of it ourselves. Everyone inside is too busy crying to help those who are dying. We run past the zombies, grabbing the circuit breaker from the garage and get the front gate closed. After stopping the after party and evicting the riffraff, we make our way inside Emma's to be informed of a supposed safe zone at the Halperin Hotel and make our way there. On the way there, I had the bright idea to skip going inside the stupid streaming bitch's house by jumping off of the roof. It did work, but I proved to myself that I'm part kitty cat. I landed on my feet. At the Halperin Hotel, I decided to skip fighting as many enemies as I could, bobbing, weaving, crying, pooping, and ran to the door. This is where it all started to go wrong. I smashed some zombies through the door, and once the coast was clear, I went inside to finish off the zombies. All was fine until more zombies showed up. I killed 1, then 5, then 10, and then 20. They seemed to not stop coming. I did die, only once, and made a comeback after I had the bright idea to use the water and a battery to kill or damage as many zombies as possible. This was the best idea I had, even better than my idea when I was 9 to make an energy drink by mixing stuff I found in the yard in a shampoo bottle. It worked well, but there were so many zombies left to turn into garden mulch. I ran in circles, used my beginner bait and throwing stars, eventually winning a participation trophy in the form of progress. I swear, there are never that many zombies there. Next, I made it to the acid pool, which is one of the easiest and most fun parts of the run. All you have to do is run in circles around the pool, as zombies will take the shortest path towards you, causing them to jump into the pool, like a rabbit chasing a carrot into the hungry jaws of a wood chipper. Next, we went to the actual hotel, crawled through some vents, and grabbed the key card from the high pulp juice drink that was once military personnel, then headed to our first boss fight, a man-woman named Bertha. This fight was fairly easy, but took a while, and the best source of damage was using the chem bomb to inflict drenched upon her and make her stand under the single live wire. This gave me the opportunity to throw my shurikens and get in a few cheap shots. After the fight, we made a beeline directly back to Emma's house, where we learned that Michael had gone missing. Ugh, I hate Michael. We set off to find him, destroying 2 more crushers along the way, one of which was carrying a keycard we needed. We passed through the locations in which Michael lives, meeting Sir Thongsalot and finding his girlfriend's daughter, who tells us that Michael went to Monarch Studios for some unknown reason. Speaking of unknown reason, why do people put powdered milk in their top ramen? We set off to Monarch Studios through a mess of fire, cars, and zomblombies, leading me to believe that there was a tailgating event that we were not invited to. This proved to be easy, as you can run directly to the end, skipping all conflict. At Monarch Studios, we got cornered in a trailer, and like my experience with the middle school janitor, made it out okay with thanks to our dropkick. We passed through a few movie sets, one for a monster movie, one for the jungle movie, and another for a sitcom, the latter being the most entertaining, as we got to use our meat bait pipe bomb combo over and over. This all culminated into a final battle against a zombie that is a tank. It's huge, shoots you with vomit like a fat drunk groupie, and also like a fat drunk groupie, barely moves. This battle was challenging, as I had to keep training zombies behind me, leading them through burning gas pumps, all while damaging the big guy with sucker punches and Naruto brand cosplay stars. But I did eventually succeed, at the expense of all my medkits. We rescued Michael and got on a radio outside that informed us that Sam B was going to get some guns from a hunter's place. We exit Monarch Studios and make our way to a water treatment plant with a locked gate. This proved to be a fairly simple part of the run, as most of the zombies are locked in a fenced-off area. I complicated things by accidentally breaking the box keeping them locked in, but luckily they died passing through the corrosive liquid on the ground, similar to the texture, scent, and flavor to McDonald's Sprite. Yes, McDonald's Sprite has the texture of Pop Rocks and TV static. We made our way through the plant, unlocking the front gate, then went to Sam B at the Hunter People house. This is where we run into a slight problem. There are so many zombies that spawn, and some are big zombies that don't get drawn towards the meat bait. They go down pretty easily with the shurikens, but it was a lengthy battle nonetheless. One that introduced us to our third least favorite enemy, the Screamer. In case you're curious, the worst is Boneblade zombies, then the fat spitting zombies, then screaming zombies. Post-filming Asher here, I fucking hate those damn mutators. They are easy when you have guns, not when you only have fists and curveballs. We meet Sam B after clearing the first half of zombies, and he gives us a gun. Sadly, we have no use for it, so we start by immediately unequipping it, forever to stay out of our hands. We make our way outside the house for the real battle, one that has 3 waves, all succeeded by a longer one with a stronger big zombie. I didn't die during any of these fights, but I did, however, like Post Malone, run in many circles, and ran out of medkits. Right after this whole fiasco, I made my way back to Emma's to see how Michael was doing. The long version, he got bit. The short version, he's gonna die. After hearing the good news, we made our way to the sewers, unlocked our rage ability, and ended up at a town with the scariest thing in it.
Wow.
We talked to the beta males at the crab place and killed their burning zombified friend, leaving us with no choice but to infiltrate an overrun military base as a shortcut to the next area. The big hotel on Ocean Avenue, where I used to sit and talk with zombies, sleeping all day, staying up all night. We killed the zombies guarding the main door, then went inside to find a group of nerds on the top floor. A guard lady sends us, nearly to our doom, to find a guy who was dead in the sewers, who was sent to turn on the water. That asshole couldn't even finish his damn job before dying, causing us to clean up his mess. We make our way back upstairs and report to the lady who sent us on that death run in the first place. She sends us to talk to Dr. Reed, who sends us to get our blood analyzed at the old CDC base on the pier from GTA 5. With that being unusable for a reason I don't remember, we had to go find a computer from a doctor who was presumed dead because he didn't show up to the lifeguard tower housewarming party. This is where the hardest part of the game lies. You work your way through a carnival circus thing, end up in an arcade. It's a close quarters battle with zombies, but they can be beaten fairly easily from the use of our curveballs. This all leads to the hardest battle, one against the Boneblade arm zombie. This fight was a chore. The first time I fought him, I died. I did a fair amount of damage, but this asshole likes to cannibalize other zombies to heal himself. It's cringe, like Generation Alpha slang cringe. Luckily, the second time around, I used my ground pound ability to keep him away from any zombies he could eat and use shurikens to do the majority of the damage to him. This worked and I only died once, that first time. Upon returning to the hotel, we find that Dr. Reed's talking with the bitch that tried to kill us before, and we get angry. Then we go to find his daughter, who is suspicious of the lady that tried to kill us. She informs us of a secret lab where creatures like the human centipede were created. We find the secret lab that has zombie nude Polaroids, implying Dr. Reed is nastier than he's letting on. So we end up fighting our first mutator zombie with a forbidden chest coochie. This fight was mostly simple, throwing meat bait and Molotovs, later using Molotovs and shurikens on the mutator. This worked amazingly, and we were off to confront Dr. Reed. Of course, Dr. Reed had already bailed like a dad in an abusive relationship, taking his kid with him, and we are compelled to chase him all the way to the end of the game. But we are not there yet. We head back to Emma's, where we learn that Emma and Sam B already left to find something. I'm not sure what. Probably one of the last remaining condoms in LA. Most were probably used by horny furries wanting zombie puss. I hate furries. After witnessing an intimate moment between Sam and Emma, we make our way through the subway station. This part was pretty easy except for 2 specific parts. The first was the puzzle where you do simple addition. Simple, right? Yeah, it is, except for a bunch of damn zombies spawn, and my usual method of meat bait and Molotovs didn't work because the zombies are flaming zombies, they're burning already immune to fire damage. This means that I have to use something else. On top of that, I was underleveled, meaning these zombies 3-shot me and take 2 minutes apiece to defeat. After I got through that portion, dying about 4 times, we come across the next part, the part that caused me to stop playing. We have to defeat a skull-level mutator that tanks most of our damage. I mean, we do maybe 40 damage to him with a hit, maybe 300 damage with a shuriken, and we do maybe 500-600 damage with the Molotov. This was fine at first, as I cleared out all the smaller zombies with very little issue, as I could use a combination of my ground pound, Molotovs, and meat bait to defeat them, but this didn't work at all on the mutator zombie. I was left with 1 medkit to get me through the fight, which I had used pretty early on, leaving me with only natural regeneration. This didn't work out. I got him down to maybe a third of his health after like 12 minutes of running in circles, only for him to shoot me with spikes. It pissed me off. Oh no! Fuck! I took a break there, only to return a bit later where I was just as unsuccessful, dying over 10 times total, and had to retreat to gather more curveballs, and gain a few levels. This saved the run. I decided the best way to level up would be to finish side quests. I ended up doing about 4. I helped the old man down the stairs, only to be rewarded with a golf club I immediately disassembled, in front of him spitting on the hand that handed me the gift. I filmed a YouTube video for that stupid streaming bitch that I hate so much, and struggled with maiming zombies until I remembered my ground pound attack, which made the fight a little bit easier. After these 2, I got a level up, returned to the sewers to see if I was able to defeat them, but the enemies on the way there were still too tough, so I turned around to level up again. My thought process was, if the weak ones are too strong, the strong one has to be too strong. I went back to do some more side missions. I got that same old man some liquor, a cigar, and some wine, this time being rewarded with the best sniper in the game that I was not allowed to use. So I put it in my gun locker for a future character to use. I fought zombies in a D-Day movie set complete with a massacre and explosions, which I only did to get the frag grenade curveball, which turned out to be useless against large enemies. The curveballs that were total game changers for the swarms of zombies were the frag grenade and meat bait bomb, as the meat bait draws basic zombies towards it, then explodes, typically bringing them to half health or straight up killing them, and the frag grenade makes sure that they are actually dead. I ended up rarely using the frag grenade, but I liked the idea of having it. I returned to the sewers, and I beat the mutator on my second try at a higher level, finding out he was 4 levels above me before I had went to level up. I was level 18, he was level 22. I went back at level 20. I grabbed the key I needed from his decimated corpse and went through the door, eventually ending up where I needed to fend off hordes of zombies to get a train moving. This actually went well, not even dying once, despite this being the part of the game I remembered as the hardest. I mostly used meat bombs and Molotovs to do damage to the small zombies, leading the large ones into the acid puddles to eliminate them. This was super hard to complete on my first playthrough, but was a breeze here for some damn reason. I was happily surprised, like when the McDonald's ice cream machine is actually working. You never expect it, but if it works, you can't have a bad day afterwards. Once we hopped off the train, we were at the final stretch of the run, Hollywood Boulevard. We are started off in the subway station, forced to run from a security guard, grabbing coins along the way, and make our way to the surface to meet up with Emma, Sam B, and the dude that likes that weirdo Emma more than I like talking crap about her, and they ready a helicopter for us to escape the city. I made my way to the re-aging clinic, literally a place that sells products that make you old, and found a secret door. Through the store, we find a secret lab, the place where we finally confront Dr. Reed, the final boss. He transforms into a mutator and we promptly take him down. At least that's what was supposed to happen. This fight has a bunch of zombies in a tiny room, making the battle very difficult. I was a level too low to beat him, as I was with the last mutator we got touched by. I went out to do a mission, the one where you help the lady with testing her explosives. The lady in the CDC camp by the pier. I didn't finish this quest because I couldn't figure out how to open a damn door. I still stand by my statement that the door was bugged. Luckily, during the fighting section of this mission, I got the last level up I needed. I returned to Dr. Reed's lab and told him off. He got angry, became a mutator, and tried to make me his butt buddy. I declined and showed him who's boss in this prison block. It was me. Down to 0 health, I literally killed him just in time for the cutscene to save me, allowing me to meet Emma and Sam B at the chopper. I declined their offer to join their weird love triangle, and finished Dead Island 2 without using weapons. I killed a total of 62 zombies with my fists. Not many, I know, but that's why I renamed this challenge to Can You Beat Dead Island 2 Without Using Weapons? It used to be called Can You Beat Dead Island 2 Using Your Fists, but Yeah. I want to thank the late Mitten Squad, as he was the inspiration for my interest in challenges. I want to thank Senza for being my daddy, and I want to thank Nurbit for showing me that anyone can do challenge runs. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you didn't, yell at me in the comments. Haters are just fans that don't realize it. Subscribe to see more and tell me what challenge I should do next in the comments section. Send me an email if you're interested in talking more personally, which you can find in the About tab on my channel, and enjoy the rest of your day.